Hello. I'm going to talk about self-observation. If I am in the kitchen and grating an apple, say, and halfway through I notice that the apple is going on the counter rather than in the dish that I prepared for it. I notice that, realize I've made a mistake. And I can ask myself the question, why did I do that? Maybe I'm thinking about my aunt. I had an argument with her yesterday and it's taken my attention. It's taken part of my attention away. And I can observe that. Okay, I see why I did that. I'm not really here. That is self-observation, it's that simple. But with the fourth way, you are taught various things. You're taught that you lose yourself. You don't remember yourself, you're not present, you're not really here. You've disappeared into a different world where you're worried about your aunt. You're taught that as a wrong functioning, and so that helps you when you observe yourself. You can relate what you observe to these ideas from the fourth way. Perhaps you look down at your arms and notice that you're pressed forward from the chest, and you're putting a lot of emotional energy into something that really is a physical task. And you recall that in the fourth way, one of the ideas is the wrong work of centers. That something physical should be done physically. Why would you be pushing emotional energy into it? Are you in a hurry? Is it a habit for you to push the body with your emotions? And so that idea that comes from the fourth way assists you in your self-observation and self-correction. You can withdraw the emotional energy from it. The self-observation includes all those things that you do once you notice the wrong work. It's not just observation. So it's a simple thing, but if you relate it to the ideas from the fourth way, you start to understand what you are, who you are, how you function, how you could function, how you function badly. It's that simple. But like many of the terms in the fourth way, when students talk about them, they become a kind of magic symbol, self-observation, in capital letters with inverted quotes around it. People think it's mystical or magical or something really amazing. But in fact, spiritual work is simply the work of evolution. It's simple. It's very simple. But the question is, can you be simple? Are you too busy? Are you lost in the clouds? Do you want to be special? Do you want to be amazing? I think Gurdjieff has done an exceptional job of changing the perspective of what spirituality really is. If he says that evolution is the ability to do or to do more, and you would say, well, I do that anyway, I can do so much. What I really want is something magical, something amazing, something I want to be beyond. I want to be beyond, I want to be a oneness. But the truth is, it's a strange thing, but on closer inspection, people in their lives have created for themselves, and of course with the help of their robotic education in their mindless society, they live according to very simple rhythms, and most people have a few rhythms. You get up, you do this, you do that. When you have a fight, you do this. When you're feeling bad, then you do that. It's always the same. It's like a habit. And people have these habits or these rhythms, these sequences of activity that are always the same. And they live without really experiencing life. They, in the fourth way terms, they are not really digesting their impressions. They're not really in contact with life because these rhythms dominate them. And nearly all of their day is carried by these automatic habits and rhythms that prevent them experiencing life itself. They are carried by these rhythms. And by so doing, they barely even feel anything, which has become a goal. That's called self-calming. Once again, I observe something, and by relating it to some ideas from the fourth way, I can orient myself. I can understand the meaning of what I'm seeing in myself. For somebody to do that, they would have to be very interested. They would have to wish to work. Otherwise, they will not do that. They will not strain themselves to connect those concepts with what they're seeing in themselves, and it will mean nothing. For somebody like that, if they observe themselves, if you get them to observe themselves, they'll say, oh, I can see I'm doing that, so what? So what? So what? Because they have no interest in changing themselves. They don't really understand the point of it, or the possibility of it. Somebody like that, you can't teach. You can only teach those who wish to know. And there are people in the fourth way and in other spiritual traditions who have no interest in changing, in learning. They are attracted to these places because they think they're going to get something. It's going to make their life really amazing. They can tell their friends they're spiritual, or they're this, or they're that, but they don't have any interest really. It's all coming from the wrong place. My teacher says that you cannot really know in the beginning, but you can approach a tradition from the right place, needing change, in a way that is willing to give something, to try, and ultimately you need something. You need something. I have heard that there are some students in the fourth way who have come to a very strange conclusion, which is that self-observation is not possible. there is a group of them. They have come to the conclusion that self-observation is not possible, and somehow they conclude that you observe yourself, expending a lot of time and a lot of energy to observe yourself, and at the end of that process you're supposed to come to